Hello everyone. Yesterday saw the awaited and highly anticipated interview with Jacob Barber, a first-hand witness to UFO retrieval operations and a helicopter pilot who stated that he is coming forth as truth should not and cannot be barred from being known and that consciousness cannot be classified. With such intense statements and knowing Ross Coulthart as the person who had the groundbreaking interview with Dave Grush last year, 2 years ago, the whistleblower who told the world about non-human craft in the possession of the United States, this event could not be more hyped or anticipated. The video presented on NewsNation TV started off with the presentation of the whistleblower himself. As a former military and a military contractor, he worked in and as part of UFO retrieval operations. In October 2024, he provided information to the members of the Congress in Washington, D.C. He used to work in both official and unofficial capacity with programs involved in handling non-human technology and has known that non-human tech is recovered for over 10 years now. He has worked with the military since the tail end of the 1990s and has worked both for the DoD, US Air Force as a mechanic and for the intelligence services. He was recruited into combat control forces where he was trained as a paratrooper, martial artist and a helicopter pilot and was entrusted with top-end NATO security clearances. His story was corroborated by further former military personnel. Jake has participated in the operations covered by the video since after 9/11. As part of his testimony provided on the NewsNation TV station, a video from one of the retrieval operations was presented, filmed using night vision. It presented an egg-shaped object carried by a helicopter on a long sling and using what looked like a protective canvas. The object was reported to have no visible means of propulsion, no thermal signature, and so on. The object was approximately 20 feet or 6-ish meters wide, smooth and pearl white in color. It did not look like anything human-made. The object was later confirmed by members of the UAP task force to be of non-human origins behind the scenes. Given that the presented video was recorded using night vision, some of the viewers additionally claimed that the object is luminous, but let us see the actual recording now.
Let's slow this down to take a closer look. That's an egg-shaped UAP suspended from a 150-foot long line. We're told the craft is about 20 feet long. The egg suspended in a cradle. And look how careful the pilot is as they bring their precious cargo into land. Let's freeze frame here to look at one of the clearest images of a UAP ever taken. This is no blurry light in a distant sky. The source of the footage putting themselves at incredible risk to record this UAP retrieval. Look at how perfectly smooth the craft is. No markings at all, and no visible means of propulsion or way to see inside. Watch how it rolls, almost graceful as it hits the ground, despite being wrapped in the ropes and canvas from the cradle as it's dropped for pickup. The UAP's final destination still unknown.
In addition to the video, Jake claimed that at the site he called the range, he had seen other objects which exhibited anomalous characteristics, like unusual acceleration, shape reconfiguration, trans-medium capacity, just to name a few. Also, in addition to the already seen egg-shaped object, he was part of another retrieval operation, which was apparently a fairly regular occurrence. He also mentioned that he got as close as 150 feet or 50 meters to a UAP during one of his missions. Jake also mentioned an object he called an 8-gon, or possibly a flying disc with 8 delineated sections when looking down at it from above. He mentioned multiple such objects being retrieved during this particular operation. In preparation to transport the object, he experienced something extraordinary. At the pickup site, he was overwhelmed by emotions, with the emotions being stronger the closer to the object he was. It was a mixture of sadness, happiness, and beauty, a song, as he said. It was overpowering to the point Jake found himself unable to pilot the helicopter for a while. He even almost broke down on the screen telling the experience, as he mentioned, something tuning into his soul and offering some unspoken guidance and indicating to him the immense importance of all what he was doing. During the flight, Jake felt almost possessed by a loving spirit mixed with a sense of sadness. His retelling, including the feeling of a feminine energy and the spirit of God, reminded me very strongly of the experiences mentioned by Chris Bledsoe and his meeting with the being he calls the Lady. In other revelations, Jake mentioned that the US military employs teams of personnel with psionic abilities, who connect with the UAPs and are able to summon them, as per the story. The landed object was possibly invited to do so by such a team of psionic personnel. Such persons are used in the program and explore the idea of summoning, communicating with, controlling, and persuading UAPs to land. This could include the control of technology with mind powers. Take it as you will, the recollection touched quite heavily on the metaphysical side of the phenomenon. This was confirmed by another member of the military staff who knows and has worked with Jacob in the past. Another interesting part of the story covered injuries suffered by the staff participating in the retrieval operations while carrying a large container which was extremely valuable and had to be protected with the use of lethal force if required, with what seemed to be similar to burns and skin peeling off, as well as heart murmurs reported as the side effects. Such notions are confirmed by other reports and during the show by Dr. Gary Nolan from the Stanford University, who has carried research involving military personnel with atypical, if not anomalous, injuries. The final element, which sounds like something almost straight from a conspiracy theory, was the mention of the direct threat to life from the former employer of Jacobs. He was deployed as a part of team to recover high-value targets or tough books, special super-sturdy computers and data they contained. Said units could include and contain data from ultra-secret UAP missions. The target for their mission was not exactly intact though, the computers were missing their hard drives. It turned out that said hard drives were found in a high-altitude lake, stored in a sealed bag 25 feet or 8 meters underwater. During the next operation, following this one, literal shots were fired at the team involved with the mission. You can see the entire video on the NewsNation YouTube channel. A link to the video is provided in the comment section down below. The whole presentation was extremely hyped by both the TV station and the UFO community at large. Many people in said community say that the video has set the disclosure movement back, that there are egg-themed memes flying around and so on. While I personally see where this is coming from, and I wholeheartedly agree that the event was probably overhyped, but if true, the presented footage would indeed be the best publicly available film presenting a genuine UAP. In addition, I'll also consider the testimonies regarding working as part of secret military operations quite interesting and valuable in its own right. As always, I am here just to present and relay the news, leaving their assessment to you, dear viewers. What do you think of the new whistleblower and of the presented material? Let me know in the comment section down below. As this was not the only important event this weekend, in the next video, hopefully tomorrow, I am going to cover the multiple subreddit Ask Me Anything event with Leslie Keane, Hal Puthoff, Jim Segala and Gary Nolan, which also touched upon several topics important for ufology. Until then, stay warm, thank you for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you soon in a new video.